run the Air Cadets, the men who soon will be the Air Corvettes. Today we iron out our flaws and our kinks in the crazy old ink, but tomorrow we fly, we'll be ruling the sky. Each man's a future ace, a flying navigator or a bombardier. When we get wings in the air, we'll be the kings of the air. The nation's here, the world revere, the men who once were the Air Cadets. Each man's a future ace, a flying navigator or a bombardier. When we get wings in the air, we'll be the kings of the air. The nation's here, the world revere, the men who once were the Air Cadets.
Cadet Collins, which one of you is to fly the plane?
We tossed a coin, sir, and Scrapper won.
Cadet McKay is the lucky man, eh? Well, good luck. That's all.
Of course, you realize you're breaking all sorts of your own regulations, but you're making 4 boys very happy.
Well, after all, the plane was won in a contest. The boy who won it donates it to me for use as a trainer. The least I can do is to let one of his chums fly it. Yes?
Arthur Galt's plane coming in for a landing, sir.
Galt? Of course.
Arthur Galt? Is he here?
He will be in a minute. He's landing in his plane. We're consulting on an engineering problem.
How about it, Jinx? Do you still think this crate will fly?
He does. I don't.
Well, we're going to find out. Major Elliott gave me permission to take her up.
You're not kidding me, are you, Scrapper?
No, that's what the Major said.
Well, I'll take your word for it, Danny. We'll have it ready in a second.
Those are the boys from the Army Basic Training School.
Yeah, and I think some of them went there from here only a few days ago.
It's funny, our school and that Army one are just a few miles apart, but what a difference there is in the training.
And well, we'll be getting that training as soon as we learn all we have to teach here.
Boy, won't it be something when we're up there taking our first parachute jump?
Hey, look, there they go.
Jinx, watching them up there makes me sure I'm going to stick to the ground crew. No parachutes for me.
Look, you don't. All 4 of us, Danny, Scrapper, you and I, agreed to graduate as flyers. And you're not washing yourself out, parachute jump or no parachute jump. Well, Scrapper, she's all ready.
Okay. Contact.
You said my plane wouldn't fly.
I was only kidding. Hey, look up there.
Army Transport. Calling U.S. Army Transport.
U.S. Army Transport, go ahead. Yes? What? Don't worry, I'll report it.
What's up?
Captain Bracken jumped with his men, but his parachute's fouled in our rudder.
What can we do? We can't reach him. We can't land with him there.
U.S. Army Transport. Yes? Yes? All right, stand by. One of the cadets from the pre-flight school thinks he can save the captain. He suggests we hold her steady at 90.
Fair enough.
What's Scrapper up to?
He's going to try to rescue that soldier.
son.
There must be some way out of it, sir.
There is, but you're taking a chance.
It's all right, sir. I'll take that chance.
All right, then, nose up and cut the shrouds with your propeller.
All right, hang on, sir. Here we go.
This is my old friend, Major Charles Gray, second in command at the Army Basic Training School, who's asked to speak to you, Cadet McKay.
Yes. In saving the life of Captain Bracken, Cadet McKay, you saved a man whom the Army cannot easily replace. Your courage and your expert handling of the plane demonstrates not only that you're profiting by Bill Elliott's instruction, but also that you are the type of man the Army wants.
Thank you, sir.
Well, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me.
Why, certainly.
You're pretty proud of them, aren't you, Bill?
You bet I am.
You know, I was sure our old friend George Bolton was making a mistake when he took those 4 lads under his wing and gave them a home.
I'm glad George persuaded me to put them in the school. They're natural-born flyers, all 4 of them. And I know Major Gray will be glad to get them.
What about their lack of education?
Well, they have a native intelligence that makes up for that. By the time they get through here, they'll have all the schooling they'll need.
Well, I only hope they don't let you down.
They won't. Hello?
Hello, Bill. How are my boys coming along?
Fine, George. Arthur Galt, who is here in my office, just been discussing you and your boys. By the way, one of them has just done a very fine thing.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'll come right over and have you tell me all about it.
All right. See you later.
I didn't know George was in town.
Neither did I. You'll be glad to hear about Scrapper.
Look here, Bill. I think if you change the angle of those intake valves about 5 degrees, that motor will run like a charm.
That's it, of course. You know, Arthur, I've been looking for that trouble for 10 weeks, and you located it in 10 minutes.
Well, that's why the Army hires me as a consulting engineer to iron out the kinks. Oh, and speaking of ironing out kinks, I'm due over at Jack Hill's plant in 10 minutes.
I'll have one of the boys take you over in the car.
Too bad about Bob and Les. Both doing swell jobs.
Yes. Seems like the Black Hangman is gunning for the heads of war plants. You better be careful, Jack.
Might be an idea to hire a bodyguard.
Well, what's all the excitement getting me down here in such a rush?
I think I found a way to build 3 motors where I was only building 1 before. And I want your advice on the new setup.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's have a look at it.
Excuse me. Yes?
Captain Carlson is here, sir. He has an appointment.
Ask him to wait, please. I'm sorry, Arthur. I've got to see Carson. I completely forgot his appointment.
That's all right, Jack. I'll be getting my things straightened out while you talk to him. Shall I use the same office?
Yes, of course. Ask Captain Carson to come in, please.
Mr. Hill said my old office was available.
Why, yes, there hasn't been anyone in it since you were here.
Thank you.
Well, that's the setup, Captain. See, our trouble isn't anything you can put your finger on. We can't make any definite charges, but I felt it should be investigated by Army intelligence, and that's why I sent for you.
Very well. If I can look over your personnel records, I'll get busy on it right away.
Go right ahead, Captain. My secretary will get you anything you want.
Don't touch that.
Who are you?
If an introduction is necessary, Herr Hill, let me introduce myself. I am the Schwarzer-Henker at your service.
Schwarzer-Henker, the Black Hangman.
Yes, but as you know, I've already eliminated the heads of 2 of your important war operations.
And I suppose as head of the Hill Aerial Corporation, I shall be number 3.
Yes, unless you give me what I want.
It's military information.
It is not. You are one of 7 men who went to Africa to search for the lost caves of Ankaban.
Yes, we never found them.
You are mistaken, Herr Hill. The caves of Ankaban were found by one of your party.
Yes, Professor Mason, but he left no trace.
Fortunately for me, because Professor Mason did find the caves of Anchorvon.
He's still alive?
As my prisoner.
Prisoner?
Yes. Professor Mason found something of such fabulous value in those caves that only I must possess it.
Well, if it's so valuable, what are you telling me about it for?
Because Professor Mason sent a chart showing the location of the caves of Anchorvon to one of his friends.
I know nothing of any chart.
Then perhaps it was your friend, Major Elliott.
If I knew, I wouldn't tell you.
No, you would not. You Americans have such a strange idea of honor. To all police officers and government agents, greetings from the Schwarzenegger.
Mr. Hill still busy?
No, I think he's alone. I'll find out for you.
Leave it alone. Unfortunately, Herr Hill, you know too much. You would warn your friends if I let you have the opportunity.
Help me get him over in that couch. Get a doctor.
No use, Carson.
Who did it, Jack?
Black Hangman.
I wonder if he left a message like he did with the others he killed.
Warren Elliott. He's next. Black Hangman.
To all police officers and government agents, greetings from the Schwarzenegger. In the interest of the new order, I am here to eliminate your war production heads, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. Heil!
Poor old Jack. You say he sent me a warning?
With his last words.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Getting rid of me wouldn't help the Nazis. I'm too easy to replace.
Can you think of any other reason why the Black Hangman would have you on his list?
That's the part that doesn't make sense. But there were 7 of us in the party. 1 mysteriously disappeared. 3 of us have been murdered by the Black Hangman. And I seem to be number 4.
Your theory puts me on the spot, too. Well, there may be something in what you say, but nevertheless,
Pardon me. Elliot speaking. Very well, I'll come right over. If you gentlemen will excuse me, I'll only be a few minutes.
How'd you make out in math? I didn't. I'm as good as out right now.
Oh, forget it. They'll pass you. They want flyers, not bookkeepers. And, brother, you can really fly.
Yeah, I can fly, can't I?
Hey, what's the idea?
I'm going to show them what I can do with a plane. Here goes nothing.
In that plane? Cadet Collins, I believe, sir.
Well, he'll be killed. That plane's been grounded for repairs.
Operations? Who's stunting that plane?
Cadet Collins, sir.
Collins? Order him down at once.
We can't contact him, sir.
Up without permission, stunted over the field contrary to regulations, and cracked up a valuable training plane.
I'm sorry, sir. I was only trying to...
You failed to learn the most important lesson we have to teach. The Army wants men who will obey orders. not willful, disobedient hoodlums.
Okay, then. If that's where I stand in this outfit, I'll get out.
Attention! Cadet Collins, this is a private school, but it's run according to Army regulations. Soldiers don't quit in time of war. That's called desertion. The staff will decide what's to be done with your case at once. Meantime, you are confined to quarters. Dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Who was it picked us up off the street when we were down and out and let us live in his house?
His basement, you mean?
So? It was better than what we had. Who was it found us jobs to carry us through?
And sent us to school?
And helped us with our lessons?
And fixed us so we could come here and be pilots. It was Mr. Bolton.
So it was Mr. Bolton. What's that got to do with me leaving here and joining the Navy?
Plenty. You're not leaving here until you've talked to Mr. Bolton.
Says who?
Says us.
Says all three of us.
Hello, Mr. Bolton. Gee, are we glad to see you.
Oh, looks like I arrived just in time. What's the matter with Danny?
Danny has something he wants to tell you.
Judging from the way you look, it must be important.
It is.
Well, come on, out with it.
Well, Danny's got an idea he wants to quit the Air Cadets and join the Navy.
Join the Navy?
Yes, Major Elliott read the riot act to him for taking a plane up without permission and stunting.
Why, you know better than that, Danny. What did you do it for?
Well, I was just trying to show him I could fly.
Well, they know you can fly. There must be more to it than that.
Danny was afraid he'd flunk his written exams and wash out. Oh, talk some sense into him, Mr. Bolton. Tell him he can't quit us.
I don't know as I want to. Perhaps it would be just as well for him to quit.
Quit the Air Cadets? I don't get it.
I don't think he has what it takes. There's no room for a quitter in this organization.
That's the second time today I've been called a quitter.
Well?
I'm not a quitter. It's just that I can't get mathematics through my head. I guess I'm too dumb.
You're not dumb, Danny. And I don't think you're a quitter.
Oh, but it makes me ashamed to be such a dud with those written exams.
More ashamed than to know you're a quitter?
Okay, I'll stick it out.
Now you're talking sense.
I've just left Major Elliott's office, and I've arranged for you to have special tutoring.
Well, then he's already told you about me breaking regulations?
Yes, he told me everything. And I've persuaded him to forgive you on certain conditions that he'll discuss with you.
There you are, hothead. Now you know who our real friend is.
He's busy for a half hour, but then he'll see you.
I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Bolton.
I know how you feel, Danny. And I've just got time to catch my plane. When you see the Major, good luck to you. So long, boys.
Goodbye, Mr. Bolton.
Goodbye, Mr. Bolton.
Goodbye.
I've told you repeatedly I know nothing of any chart showing the location of the caves. As far as I'm concerned, they've never been found.
Perhaps your friend Bolton has the chart of Anchorban I want.
Bolton? He doesn't know any more about it than I do.
Boy, I wonder who conked him over the head.
Now that I've told you of the chart, I must see that you do not live to tell your friends.
So you expect to get rid of me the way you did Hill?
Major Elliott. Are you hurt badly, sir?
I'm afraid so.
We better get a doctor.
No time for that. Go to George Bolton. Take a plane. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Tell him the black hangman is on his way to kill him. Wants chart of Anchorban.
He's dead.
We better call the police. Hello. The line's been cut.
The first thing we've got to do is take a plane and warn Mr. Bolton, like the Major said. Hey! You can't take that plane! Quinn meant when he said we couldn't take up this plane.
What's that down on but rocks and mountains?
There's a railroad down there. That ought to be flat enough to land on.
Yeah, watch out for those wires.